Welcome back to the DomNnate radio show, 93.7 FM, Lynchburg, Virginia, KHF. We have our pop culture correspondent on the line, Sowmya from Rolling Stone and MTV. Sowmya, how you doing?
Good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I'm glad you could be here with us.
Thank you. It's been an interesting week. One of the big stories in music has obviously been the return of Justin. No, not Bieber. Justin Timberlake is back. The former NSYNCer, currently married to the beautiful Jessica Biel. He took a hiatus for the past 6 years from music. He was doing some film. People saw him in Social Network and in some other things. And he's back in music. So last week he released this mysterious trailer where he said, he just needed to come back and he just felt this creative need. And then a countdown clock. So 3 days later, the anticipation was building. What's he going to do? And he dropped a new song with Jay-Z, produced by Timberlake, called Suit and Tie. So I'm sure everyone, all the listeners have heard it by now. It's an interesting song. It's a little bit more of a two-steppy vibe, a little more soulful. It's very different from what's going on in poppy music right now, which I guess is par for the course for Justin. Already, the sales look like they're going through the roof. I mean, Billboard just reported they're expecting over 350,000 downloads in the first week, which would outsell his 2006 hit Sexy Back by over 100,000 units. So it looks like this could be the year of Justin. He says his new album, The 2020 Experience, is due later this year. So already he's off to a great start with this song, Suit and Tie.
He was huge to begin with, and it's not like just because he wasn't doing music that he wasn't doing anything entertainment. I mean, movies and other projects that kept his fans happy in the meantime. How hard is it for someone, we've dealt as publicists too, with, some artists. I mean, come back and to do 5 years without music. I mean, do you think that this is only going to get better for him, or is this a fluke?
I mean, I think when it comes to Justin, he's a special case. With most artists nowadays, especially those who started their career, let's say in the past 5 to 6 years, you see them putting out music almost every year. Some artists even putting out 1 or 2 albums within the same year because they understand, the consumers are fickle. There's no longer an outlet like a TRL where even when you're not doing an album, you can still, have FaceTime with your fans. So, a lot of people feel the need to put out a lot of music. Justin, I think, is one of those people. He came out early enough, during a time where he built up a strong core fan base that has grown up with him. Unlike a lot of teen sensations, people like me who were fans of him when I was in middle school are still fans of the adult Justin because he's been able to evolve. He's done other interesting projects and kind of stayed relevant within sort of the entertainment fold, but maybe not music specifically. So I think he's going to be just fine. The fact that he felt compelled to put out a YouTube trailer of him basically talking about missing music, and then for 3 days all people talked about was, I can't wait till that countdown clock runs out to see what he's going to do. That's a lot of power, and I feel like most pop singers, especially nowadays, wish that they could wield that kind of power. I think Justin's going to be just fine. The sales figures show that people are actually putting their money where their mouth is or where their tweets are, and he's selling. So as long as the numbers are strong, I think he's going to be just fine. So speaking of comebacks, it looks to be the year of the comeback. Another pop group that was big in the 90s, Destiny's Child, just announced, really on the heels of Justin announcing his return to music, they're coming back as well. So Beyonce, Michelle, and Kelly are reuniting for a new compilation album called Love Songs. It's dropping January 29th. And this is going to be the first new DC record in 8 years. And it's a lot of old cuts, songs people know, songs people love. But they do have a new song, Nuclear, produced by Pharrell Williams, that just came out online a few days ago. And I think even the bigger news is, following this, the rumors are that Michelle and Kelly are going to join Beyonce on the Super Bowl halftime stage. So this year, everyone knows that Beyonce is doing the halftime show in New Orleans at the Super Bowl. Us Weekly is now reporting that her 2 Destiny's Child bandmates are going to join her. So it could be some sort of, Destiny-fulfilled Super Bowl halftime show. So we'll see. Again, just like Justin, DC has had fans for so long, and I mean, Beyonce is Beyonce. So you even take one portion of her fan base, combine it with those loyal Destiny's Child fans, this album could do well, as well. So it really could be 2013 being the year of the comeback. Could be the 1990s all over again. Who knows?
Well, and I'm glad that they are, like you said, performing in the Super Bowl, because if I saw the Rolling Stones or Paul McCartney one more time, I might lose it.
So, aside from the nostalgia, because I don't want to focus only on the 90s, I feel like, we're kind of in a time machine right now, some new people who are making some waves this week. One of them, a localite for me, New York, is A$AP Rocky. So he's a rapper from Harlem who a few years ago put out a mixtape, Live Love A$AP, did really well on the internet and really, brought out his buzz, and he was considered like this new face of New York rap where, he's from Harlem, he's this young kid, very cool, but he has very much a high fashion aesthetic, a high fashion sensibility, and, just a really nice package. And he did a lot of things on that mixtape that sonically were interesting. Purple Swag, Peso were a few of those cuts. He signed a deal over at Polo Grounds and released his first major label debut, Long Live A$AP, this week. Already in literally just 2 days, the estimates from Billboard are that the album is going to push over 130,000 units and debut comfortably at number one. With Rocky, he ended up signing with Polo Grounds reportedly for $3 million. Not too shabby off an internet mixtape.
Yeah, that's what DomNnate made.
Yeah, nothing.
Oh, lovely. So when is your mixtape coming out? I don't think I've heard it.
we take our time.
Yeah, well, we'll let you know. We're going to put it on MTV. Yeah.
You're kind of like the Sade of rap. You like to take your time.
That's right.
So we let it marinate.
Yeah.
Sowmya, thank you so much for coming on. Again, you can read her articles in Rolling Stone, Billboard, and MTV, and you can see her live on CNN and E. Hit her up on Twitter. Twitter.com/Sowmya K, SOWMYAK. Sowmya, thanks again for coming on. We'll talk to you next week.
Amazing. Thanks, guys.